I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. consumption. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Just wanna be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
One's a company, two's a crowd, three's a party coming, move around like the fresh when the school is out, when the booze is up, when the sun is down. Enjoy the ride, got some pillows in the Chevy. Just like a darling, low hitting heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with this steady. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me life to find. I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology. Yeah, it won't be over till the fat lady sings. I owe you a trip, cause me and you, we got a thing. My sunshine state, hair curly like a string. Just a big ol' ooh, smile, that's about all you gotta bring. So enjoy the ride, got some pillows in the Chevy. Just like a darling, low hitting heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with this steady. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me life to find. I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology. Самолет несет меня, будто в кулаке зажав великан.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome. Did you quit adjusting the microphone? I had it right where I wanted it. There we go. Okay. How's it going, everybody? I gotta remember it does not need to be close to my mouth anymore, the way I have it set up now. Okay. How's everyone today? Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Ooh, I did adjust my title. I had the wrong game set. Okay, yes. Okay, it is updated. Had to refresh, make sure. Aztec Tank, how is it going? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We're here. We're in ARK. We're going to be doing some support. Some support? Not support. We're going to be doing some modding for ARK. Working on dynamic structures, grid placement. Show you guys what I worked on yesterday. Like I said, we won't have streams on Mondays anymore because there's just no time for me to stream on Mondays. I gotta drop Lily at Miles at school, and then I come home, and I'm home alone with Miles, and then I had to pick Lily up from school, and then we come home, and then she has gymnastics at 5:40, and then we come home, we get dinner, showers, and then they're ready for bed. So Mondays are just not gonna be possible anymore until Miles starts school or gets old enough to, like, you know, play without needing constant supervision. AKA start school. But this is what I did yesterday. We got the icons added for adjusting. Now, they're not interactable or anything like that. That's what we're going to start working on today and figure out how we want to do that. That icon there, the spinning one, it tells which side. It's hard to tell right now because it's a square. but it tells which side the foundations are rotated to. So that's more of an indicator, and you'll be able to switch the sides. But these are where you'll actually be able to adjust the corners to make whatever shape you want of foundations, and add more corners and all that stuff. So we got to figure out how we're gonna do all that first. Yeah, the spinning icon is pretty cool. I think I'm gonna reduce the size a little bit. It's very big, but I like it. Timelines were working. I did those using timelines, which is here. So this is how it spins. It's actually not like, it's actually a physical thing. It's a mesh in the world spinning. It's not a it's not just a material. So this is what it looks like. This is how it spins. Here, here, and here are all like the animation curves, if you want to call them that. Apache! Here, let's get that hype in chat. So yeah, that's how all those are working. I've really never been able to use timelines before because they've always broken in my dev kit. I couldn't add keys, but they're working, so I'm using them, which it makes me really happy. I'm not even sure on the size on the others yet. I just kind of left them like that. They're real easy to resize. So once I get it working and I test it out and stretch it and make the foundations bigger, then I want to like size it from there. Let's see how it looks. But yeah, let's get that hype in chat for Apache with the 51 months. 51. Woo. Woo. 4 years, 3 months. But I need to figure out, because they're just instant static meshes, you can't interact with them. I can't add like an E button to it. So what I think I'm going to do is still use the remote to adjust the corners to make life a little easier on me and the person doing it. So I got to figure out exactly how I want to do that. Where's my buffs? Tunes we're gonna be here, buffs. Tunes we're gonna be doing it in here most likely. Because we should have. Let me just double check. Yeah, if you see down there at the bottom right, we still have the dynamic building buff down there. I'm gonna change the name up so I can tell the difference. Eventually, I'm gonna get rid of those icons down there. You won't see that you have a buff because you don't really need to. I did not mean to hit that. Save that. So we'll already have the buff, so we can just do it in here. Not on that. Here we are. So we already have the buff on us here. Not gonna need that. Do that real quick. And we're gonna add another keybind in for adjusting those sides. Gotta figure out what side I want. I'm gonna leave that for now because I'm probably gonna do something like that for foundations as well. I don't think I'm using right click in here yet anyway. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so for right now, let's do. Use the F key. Just for testing. Oh, that's right there. Easy to use. Alright, so. Let's see. Okay. So if we hit the F key, we're going to need to get the. Do I have a reference to my grid spline? Yes, I do. Okay, yeah, it's a valid reference. Okay. Now I'm going to need to reference the spline point closest to that one. Shouldn't be too hard. There it is. Oh, I wasn't seeing that. Blind. He does not like that Lily's back in school. Not a for each loop. A for loop, please. I need to delete most of these. Oh, no, I don't. There. Okay. I didn't go through and clean this up, but. Alright, so let's promote. Alright, that'll give us a array of all the instance locations. One of these. And one of these. Yeah, that's not working. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna go with a for each loop. And then we're gonna take and get the distance from here is my distance. There it is.
For my broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby.
All right, first we need to do this.
I do you do 'cause I'm
Let me get the
feeling
first one here. To the distance of these two.
Oh, my darkest memories, now let me fall back.
I'm going to change this a little bit.
To rescue me,
We're gonna make this part of function so I can use local variables. Hey, milk and cheese and plums. Chicken legs, all because of heat. Yep.
actions, answer all my questions.
I need to go grocery shopping as well.
What's on the other side of inhibition? No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so
Alright, let's collapse this to a function. Get closest adjuster. And then we'll need an output on that, but we'll add that in a minute. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take our instance locations. We want to get the first one. We need to promote this to a local variable of a, not an array.
I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so cool.
Let's set ourselves a vector. Instance location. Set that to that. Alright, then we'll make our first one the shortest. And then in here, we're gonna come in and stop that. There we go. We're gonna come in here. And we're gonna get the min of smallest distance and distance, which will give us the smaller of the two, and promote that to smallest distance. That's not going to work very well for me. Never mind. Because I need to... I actually need to use a branch here because I'm not going to be able to set this without knowing. So we got to do this a little harder way. Alright. So if this distance is less than this distance, branch. So if our new distance is smaller, we're going to set and set. That. If not, we're not going to do anything. We're going to leave that as smallest, and that should handle giving us the smallest instance location. Which we're going to need our output here of a vector, and it's going to be our closest instance. Closest adjuster, which is going to be instance location. Alright, that should be everything we need to just get us which one we're standing the closest to. I don't know why that error pops up sometimes. No clue. Alright. So this will give us our closest adjuster. Assuming this works as I hope it does. I really hope this is in world space and not instant or not local space. I should probably we're gonna print this just to be we can do it. Make sure that's in world space. Let's add a little delay here. And we're just going to do a little teleport. Let's give ourselves like 2 seconds here. Actually, let's just give ourselves like a second. Alright, we know if we're actually teleporting there in the right space. And we'll see if those work. Last time I tried to get location of an instance, it crashed the dev kit, so I was hoping those nodes. I used a different one this time. Hopefully this one actually works. The other one I tried to use a bunch of different ways yesterday, and it crashed my dev kit every single time. Alright, so let's put that there. And then if we hit F, that's definitely not doing what I wanted it to. But it does seem to be printing a world space. It's definitely not the right location exactly. Alright, let's figure out what's going on here. Get actor rotation. First things first. Quit spinning around like a crazy person. Seems like it's getting the right instance, but the location is off. Let's test it in a few different spots on the map here. Well, my prints seem right location-wise. My location. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Okay, I think my location's right. I'm teleporting on the client side. Because it seemed to be going there and coming back. So I think we're good there. Teleport probably wasn't the best thing to use. But our locations look correct, so I think we are getting the correct location here. So
And I ain't stopping, no I ain't stopping, homie regardless, And I ain't stopping, no I ain't stopping, I'm just getting started, let's go. My skin is pale, but I'm a black sheep, riding through the city, Satan in the backseat. Hey yo, that's me, I run it like a track meet, a rap fiend, I set the bar high like an athlete. Step in the booth and Zach gon' drop that 808, cause the vibe is dope and the beat is cracking, now it's getting laced. I'm sharp as a razor blade, I can blow your mind like JFK. I do what I want, you ain't gonna box me in like David Blaine. We get it poppin', homie, day and night. Got the party jumping, about to break the ice. Stay up on my grind, that's my way of life. I got tunnel vision, I'ma chase that ray of light. Stay up on my grind, that's my way of life.
is do or die. Feel it in my veins tonight. Emotional suicide. You know it's an eye for eye. I didn't wanna walk the plank. No, but the Mariona, it came like the thunder. I was on my way to going under. Swimming in the pain, yeah, I was covered in a tidal wave, But I'm a fighter. Try to take me down, I'm going higher. Baby, you've been playing with some fire. You've been playing with fire. One day you will see what you made of me. Found my inner peace. You watch it release. In the dead of night. Maybe when it's still dark, you know it's an eye for eye. Maybe when it's real life, in the dead of night. You can save your alibi. I already know you lied. Oh no, no, don't even try. Watch the flame in me ignite. You didn't wanna walk the plank. But the Mariona, it came. Baby, it was dark, it was hard to see. And that's when a spark lit inside of me. Oh, I was lost from reverie. One day you will see what you made of me. What's inside of me? One day you will see I found my inner peace. You watch it release in the dead of night. In the dead of night. Baby, when it's still die, you know it's an eye for eye. Feel the energy line in the dead of night. 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 And one day you will see what you made of me. What's inside
All right,
of me.
let's see what that looks like.
Oh,
Maybe horrible,
one day you
but I want
will
to test it and see.
found my inner beast, and you watch it release.
All right, let's get this out. Go over here. Do that, and then hit F. All right, I need some adjusting, but we are getting the right ones at least. I gotta offset by the adjustment, which was 350. There it is. I remember what I said there. All right, so we need to do split. Split. Probably gonna adjust this a little more. We'll use this for now because I can edit this while live without having to restart every time. I need to go through and clean this up. We have quite a few unused variables in there now. But that's usually what happens when you're going through like this. Alright. We're going to go adjust our cable starting position. Which I need to drag this over here to do. Okay. So 350. Okay. Oh, wrong button. That was the pillars. Yeah, I don't got that logic hooked up yet. Alright, so 350 is too much. Let's try 200. Let me try something.
Hold me, lover. I need you, lover. 'Cause I'm falling in too quickly and I can't break free. Just hold me, lover. I need you, lover. Me myself ain't enough. It's like being alone in a crashing car. I need you to know how bad it hurts. Hearing the sound of my broken heart. Are you dreaming of me now? The way I do. Are you dreaming of me now? The way I do.
Yeah, that's a world. Okay. Making sure that was a world space. Do this, and then we'll adjust it from here. And this should look a little cleaner. We still have to adjust it on our player, but alright, now we can adjust it. Well, it's not moving. It should be moving. it wasn't moving because I wasn't holding the button. Shouldn't have to adjust that at all. Guess I added it to the wrong one. I did add it to the wrong one.
Guess it's been a while since I fell in love. But after last time, don't wanna mess things up. You're so beautiful, and I can't deny. My heart is always with you, my head's always stuck in time. Love, let me go, cause I've been holding on for far too long. I've been fighting and keeping strong. Now you just gotta let me go. Time, wash away every feeling that can cause me pain. All these memories I can't escape. Can you let them all wash away? Let it all wash away, cause I don't wanna feel the pain. Love, just let me go, cause I don't wanna feel the pain of holding on and keeping strong. So now I'm moving on. I don't wanna feel the same, so love, just let me go.
Good position. There we are. We're gonna do this a little differently. Get rid of that print string. You're messing up my graph. Okay. So instead of just saving the position, we're gonna save the index and get that icon at that index. And then get the position from that. Which is a little more logic to run. I think it'll be worth it. And then we can adjust our Z height off of that. But I shouldn't need this anymore. Oh, what? Closest adjuster needs to be. Oh. Let's have the same name. Can't have the same name there. Okay. That's what this looks like. Let me change one thing here real quick. Okay, then it's not working how I thought it would. I could readjust this now and save some logic if I'm gonna do all this down here. I can undo what I just did basically in here, because I'm changing how that works. So let's change this back to a vector. No, this is gonna be updated on every tick. I can just do it this way. Okay, done. Back up there. Let's just delete that and re-edit. Let's recombine that. Well, I might have to split it again, but we're gonna recombine it for now and try this out.
Oh, there's something in my chest that I can't hide.
All right.
Feelings get involved and terrified. 'Cause I've been here before and said goodbye. Oh,
Still not.
are you the
Holy crap.
one when I try to look, I wish I'd find? Oh,
All right. I gotta practice doing some of this stuff here.
I've been hurt 100 times. For you, I'd give it one more try.
And that is cleared and everything. Okay.
Wrestle with my doubts.
Dev kit's being weird. It's not showing my execution line when I come in here, and I hate it when it does that. It usually means it's time to restart the dev kit. Although sometimes that doesn't help. Can't wait for Arc 2 and Unreal Engine 5. It's going to be so much nicer to mod. Not dealing with some of these old Unreal bugs. Okay, no, that is not looping. Why is that not? Why is that not going? Oh, duh. Okay, that one wasn't an Unreal bug. That was my stupidity. There's a bug like that in Unreal that happens sometimes, and it's really annoying, but thankfully, that's not it. That's just me being dumb. It was only running once. Goodness, it should work now. All right, so we hit F, and we should get it, and it should, yeah, it's moving. I still got to adjust it down, but it's moving. And then if we come in range of that one, it should go there. We're going to move it off of our feet as well. But it's working. Yay! And that's basically going, I'm going to change the look of that line, but that's going to show you which one you're going to be actively moving. So you'll hit F, it'll bring this up, and then you look where you want to go, and you'll hit F again, and it'll move that spine points. Kind of what I'm going for here. And my mic's rotated down a little bit there. Okay. But first, we need to... We can get rid of this. We don't need that extra bit of RAM band used up. Or memory, rather. Alright. And then down here. End location. We're gonna split these off. I've had bad luck splitting my own functions lately, that they've been erroring out when I do it, so I've been using breaks. But usually you can just do that. So we are going to subtract. We're not going to do the full 350. Actually, we will start with that. Let's do it like we were doing with our variable that we have over here already that we're not using. And we'll adjust that and figure out where we want it. Okay, let's go in here though. We're gonna make our connector less thick. Cable width, let's make it like 4. And I'll probably change the look of it too, so it's not the same green as like foundations, but I don't know yet. We'll figure that out afterwards. F-tar. Alright. Let's see here. Here we go. Alright, let's hit F. Actually, let's get this back up. How do we look here? A little too far. Alright, hold on. I need to pull this up here so I can edit this and we can see how it changes. Let's try that. We could go like the top of the arrow if I wanted to. We could go like bottom of the arrow, or we can try to go in like the middle. What do you guys think? The middle, top, or bottom? There's the middle and what it looks like. The bottom would look something like that. And then the top would look something like that. I think I like the middle, personally. Like I said, we'll make it look better, but definitely gotta change the color. I'm not use the green. Need to change the starting location. Let's do that next.
I just wanna get to know ya. I wanna go far to the coast, yeah. I wanna drive fast to the ocean. I wanna know all of you. Growing old like a ghost, yeah. I wanna have kids of my own, yeah. Live a life till it's over. But until we do, it's sleeping soon.
Too high.
Wanna travel to the mighty, flying with you. Wanna take on the world and do something. Would you by my side like it's nothing? Wanna buy you things that you wanted. Wanna find you.
Alright, let's try 277 together. See how this looks.
Hair blow round to the window, singing stupid noise with you. I just wanna get to know ya. I wanna go far to the coast.
Looks kind of silly in third person, but it looks, I actually like that in first person. So I think we'll try to go below the head. So let's go with like, this might be too low. I like for it to come out like your chest, ideally. Well, that is not low enough, actually. Because that is like in your face. Oh yeah, the camera comes out of your chest, so that's not gonna work. We're gonna go a little lower than the chest, I think. All right. Let's try 100. See how that looks. It's probably gonna come out of the crotch, which is gonna look weird, but it will probably look the best in first person, which is what most people build it. Okay, this is gonna be one of the plus sides about only having third person in Arc 2. Is that you can adjust everything to one camera. That's the biggest pain in the ass for Arc 1, is trying to adjust everything to look good on 2 different cameras. See, now that looks pretty good. But I guarantee you in third person it's gonna look inappropriate. Told you. Because in first person, your camera comes out of your chest, not your face. The other thing I can do is make it require the remote to be out, and it comes from wherever the remote is. Alright. That might be not see-through enough, but I want to see what that looks like. I don't know that I like it yellow. Let's rename this to wire. And I'm going to change the cable thickness from 1 to like 2 and see what that looks like, because that was, I think, a little thin. What color do we want our cable to be? I'll try white. I think that actually might look good for like an adjuster. Then I might try to make a different kind of material. That's not a solid color at all. Bring this over here so I don't have to do that. Alright, let me look at them real quick. That's not right. I want something less obnoxious. So we may see what we've got built in. That's not it. I want something like pulses down the line, but is mostly transparent. And I know there's some of that built in with tech. I just gotta find one that you can actually see, because a lot of the tech ones are very invisible. But like I said, I want it to be mostly invisible, and then just have like pulses going down it would be ideal. Oh, that does look pretty cool, but it's not what I want. Let's see what this one looks like. The reason I like to use the built-in ones is it makes the mod size smaller if I don't have to make a bunch of custom materials. So I usually try to see if there's something around like what I want, and if there's not, I'll make my own material, like these basic ones here. Like there was nothing basic like that I could use for the arrows that I could find in the dev kit. There were a few basic colors, but they kind of looked crappy. Can't see that one at all. So it's kind of a trial and error thing. Where's my texture picker? Oh, there it is. It collapsed on me. Let me see that. I don't think that's gonna work, but I kind of want to see what it looks like. It's kind of what I want, but not really. If it works, I'll look for similar. If not, I can maybe edit it to work.
Hold tight, I've been right where you're standing. Just hold tight to me.
flying glow. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. Oops. We're gonna have a lot of water, but I want to see if there's.
Staring right back at me, but they won't see me cry. This fight wasn't made for everybody. We're different, you and I. Don't you know? We are they can push, they can break, they can throw our bones away. Call me by another name, but I'm a champion.
These are really what I want. Alright, let's get rid of instance here. This isn't what I want. But I want to kind of see what it looks like on there. Now where did it go? Oh, there it is. That looks terrible. Anything in here is really gonna work great for what I want by the looks of it. I want to see what this does because it looks weird. I want to see what it looks like on a straight cable because the cable makes anything look weird because it's like a texture wrapped around an infinite tube. It's probably going to look quite strange. But sometimes those end up actually looking the coolest. See what I mean? It's almost exactly what I want. Of course it is. Okay. Well, not exactly what I want, so I might edit that one and make an instance of it. If I remember which one it was. There it is. Okay. I'll take this and throw it in our base folder.
Eyes on this shut tight for my sleepless nights. Feel it closing in. Holding back, it's tight. Wrong in my right mind. Surely I'm convinced. Oh, we've been here before. Armor and sword, embers fit up my nose.
Hey, Mr. Red, how's it going? I am doing wonderful. Just figuring out what everything in this texture does right now. Definitely want to change the color of it. You got a new PC? Nice. Very nice. This is a complicated texture. Deal. It's a cool looking texture, don't get me wrong.
Clothe ourselves in light, hoping we'll survive. Won't raise a white flag. 'Cause I'll die on the shield as they coming for the kill. Even though my mind is reeling still. Oh, we've been here before. Armor and sword,
Okay, so that is going to be helpful. Change the speed. We have two different things rotating here. We have the B panner and the G. It looks like you can get rid of the B completely and set the G to like make it slower. And I kind of want to see what that looks like. It's probably too slow, but I need to grab my cable pulse. Collapse up these. Cable pulse, we want to throw that on our connector here. Let's see what that looks like. Might be too slow, but get higher. It's a 60 of the game. Nice. That's always helpful. Oh shit, my back just popped. nice though. It's very nice. Just kind of like that. All right. It's gonna look funny. But I kind of want to see what it's gonna look like. It's like a booger stick shooting out of my chest. Okay, let's turn that white back up. Give it some glow. About there, I think it's good. Alright, let's see what that looks like. And I think you might be good. A nice little pulsing line from you to the arrow. Might go a little bit faster. Oh, excuse me. That snuck out of nowhere. Where's my speed? Oops. let's add a little bit of that transparency back. And the brightness down. All right, I think this might be good. I think I might like this. Let's test it. See how that looks. I do want there to be like that gap in there, but I don't want it to be too long that you like can't tell what arrow it's going to. So I think that's good. It's always there at the arrow or at you. All right. So what we're gonna do, we can close that. We can delete this one. Okay, there we go. We're getting closer. All right, so we have our location. We have a marker to show which one we're pointing at here. Now up here, where did it go? Oh, right here. We're gonna put a branch here with an adjusting point. I'm gonna make this a toggle instead of a press and hold. Actually, the other way around. Sure, we've had it false. If it's false, we set it to true. Then we should be able to toggle that cable on and off, as in we're adjusting and not adjusting. Usually I go through and I get it working before I add the cool looking stuff, but I wanted to switch it up. I felt like making some cool looking stuff rather than just making it function without really, but looking kind of bare bones. Alright, so we can toggle that on and off and on. And it shows you which one you're going to move if you click. And then where you click, we're going to move. That's how it's going to work. So you'll be able to toggle point placement. And wherever you click, it's going to move that point to wherever you click. That's the thought process behind doing this. And that's our next step. So if you wanted to move that one over there, you just do that, and then you click over there. And then if you want to move this one, you'd get close to it and click. So you just kind of got to get close to one, and then click where you want it. Hardest part's going to be if I want to move that one like over there. It's going to try to, it's going to like click on that one. What I might do instead is have, like, you get in range of one with it active and you hit a button and then it locks it to your cursor so you can move it where you want, and then you click that button again and it stops. And that way you can move around with it too, because, you know, in the normal game you can't sit here and just hover above it and click where you want kind of thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So you'll hit a button to activate placement mode, like spline adjusting mode. Yeah, I think that's what I'll have a button to click to activate like this mode. You'll be sitting here like this, and then when you have one active, you click another button and it like locks to that one, and then you can click wherever you need to place it, and that way it'll stay locked on that one. It'll get that spline point and start placing it wherever you want. So I think what I'll do is you'll hit F to activate this, and then when you have the one you want, you hit F again, and then it puts it on your cursor and stops doing the little thing. or you could hit F and then hit like G, and the buttons are temporary, by the way. It's not probably not going to be using like F and G and stuff, but you got F, then you hit G to lock that in, and it'll stay connected to that one while you place this. I think that's what I'll do. So I'm gonna have to get the spline point below it because they're all right above the spline points, and then adjust that spline point. Yeah, I think I know how I want to do it here. Okay, so hit F, select one, hit F again, and then you'll start adjusting that. Or no, you'll hit G. Okay, so hit F will be adjusting, and if you hit G, we'll start adjusting that. And then hit G again, and we'll come up with, like I said, different buttons for these. But for now, I'm just gonna use F and G because they're right there by my fingers. All right. We're just gonna use this and see how it feels. And I may not, and I may delete it. I may not use this. We'll, just depends how it feels. The caps lock we're on. Well, let's just call this actually moving point instead of adjusting point. Crap, what am I doing? I need my branch first. Alright, let's go back down in here to our tick now. Alright, let me move this out of the way. Alright, so if adjusting point is true, we want to start running this logic, and we always want to run this while it's true. So then here we want to get this, add it here with both of these connected this time. Right, if that's not, but it is correct, we want to start getting. I have a function for this. What did I call it? Get trace from player camera.
I'll be found in the broken, way out in the crowd, feeling open. Find somebody in my life that can make it for. That one's just me times two.
Test this real quick. All right, and then in here we're going to add an instanced static mesh. Arrows. We're gonna make it our move icon. We don't want it to be yellow. We're going to set it to the red one for now. Let me change that. Basically, we just want to put a arrow above where we're looking. So let's see how that works, or see if that works even. All right, so you'll hit F. It'll pop up like that. You want to move that one, you hit G. Oh, I forgot to scale it, but you can see a little arrow there. You need to scale it up. I think it's 25 times is what I went with, because I made a pretty small model for it. Should be down here. Scale will be 25. And the rotation would be... Huh, that's a new one. Okay. Need my controller. Okay. Camera manager, and we want to get the... I think I can just straight do that. Well, I don't want all of these. I think I only want the yaw. Yaw. Basically, I want to make sure the arrow is facing the player, so they can see it. It's not like the side of it or something. I want the flat face of the crossed arrows to be facing the player at all times. I might have had it too high in the air. I might move it closer to the ground. So we hit F, we hit G, and I need to rotate that 190 degrees. No, 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Alright, let's rotate. We need to get our yaw. Yaw! And then add. I can't say yaw without thinking of cowboys every time. Get our yaw. Yaw! Add our 90 to that. I don't think I like the red. Let me try the blue on that one. The red's too close to the yellow to where it kind of just looks like it's rendering weird. So we use blue, it might be noticeably different. I want to try to avoid making like a bunch of different materials because it's going to inflate the size of the mod. I want to keep this mod small if I can. There's going to be stuff I want to add because I want it to be polished and clean. So we're going to be adding custom stuff for sure. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, it's going to make the mod too big. I'm not doing it. No, we're going to do some stuff that's going to increase the size, but we're going to do it like only when I have to. Okay, so G. Yeah, let's lower that down a lot. So instead of 350, let's just go 100. These I can hard code because this arrow is going to be the same size like every time. Like it's not going to change, so this doesn't need to be dynamic, which is nice. I don't have to like get the bounding box and all that shite. I might go even lower. I might make it like 25 or even 50, maybe 50. But let's try like 35 to start. F and G. Looks a little weird if you have the remote put away. I think I want to go even lower. I want to go like as low as the yellow one when it bounces. So let's go like 20. I really don't want it that far off the ground. I was thinking I did, but it looks weird. I think I'm going to change the material to like the preview material so it's see-through, so you know it's like active placement kind of thing. That doesn't look like it changed at all, does it? Yeah, I'll put this at 0 and see what it looks like. I don't think that's saved though. This is a weird song. Kind of give me a headache. All right, let's try this instead. Our closest one. Why is that still above the ground? Just 'cause Literally, I'm taking the ground of the hit of the chain. Is that not updating for some reason? Try to make it in the ground. Like those last ones didn't update. Like this didn't change. There we go. That's pretty good. Barely pokes into the ground. I like that. I wanted to make it float, but I think I like this better. So when we have it here, I want to add another click. You hit like G again, because you hit F to get that line going, and then you hit G to replace that one with this one, and then I want to make it to where you hit like G again, and it pop replaces it. And then we'll find better keybinds and probably better flow to do that with. Okay, so I would really like to do it with just the same. So we could actually do this. We could do F, and then instead of doing let's get rid of the G. We're gonna do this a little different. It's gonna be a lot more confusing, but all right. So we hit F, which will activate that, which we don't want to. We don't want to change this yet. If this is false, we want to set it to true. Okay. Don't want to do that yet. So we're going to set that to true if it's false. Okay, then we're going to come in here. First click will be false. We're going to set it to true. Our second click will be true. So we're going to come up here.
Inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles.
If moving point is false, we want to set it to true.
I see the world through ice covered in
And then when we press it again,
cross.
those will both be true. And that will be cementing our... Yeah, this will be placing. So 3 clicks of F. And then we can change this from F to click or whatever, and it'll feel natural.
But that's alright.
Okay, so those will both be true.
Take my eyes open to force reality.
And then when we click again, that's where we're going to need to our logic to actually edit our spline point. Is going to be here.
I live inside my own
And then after all that, we're going to set these back to false.
belief. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. Some days
Okay.
I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me.
I love everything. Alright, test event.
My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
Alright.
I wanna taste your content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one
adjust our spline points, we're going to need to clear spline points, like so. Then we're going to have to set them to our new spline points.
Just wanna be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Look at all you've gone through, all the crazy and the bittersweet too. All the while your heart's on fire, keeping all to your own desire. Look at all you've endured, heartaches that have crushed your worth. All the while your mind's at war, you keep coming back for more. Why do you keep coming back for more? Why do you keep coming back for more? Why do you keep coming back for more?
Alright, we get our total number of spline points minus 1. We're going to make this our last index now. And then we can kind of shrink this scope down to like there. And move all this. We can get that in it. That needs to be in there. Okay. Alright, we're clearing our spline points and setting it to new spline points that we pass in. And then the rest should be handled all in there. So now we need to get our new spline points, which we're going to do over in our buff. So what we're going to do over here is on here we need to get our grid reference here. Down here. What do we have that set as? Alright, that's going to be our active adjuster. Okay, and so if our moving point is false, you want to do this, but if our moving point is true, no breaking so far. We've actually been doing pretty good. right? I need to bypass this so it doesn't change. But I still need to like get that adjuster. I know how I can do this. Change this to 2 location. And we'll adjust that like that. Take that out of there. Plop. Whoop. Then we'll plop that in here. Like so. And then that'll give us our active adjuster location. And then up here, we can do the closest adjuster. Actually, no, I have an even better way to do this. That'll be even less intensive. So what I want to do here, instead of keeping the cable active, we'll go set hidden in game. Set that to true. We'll get rid of the cable, and then we will set
Wash down the bitter taste. Chaos is drowning out the melodies that we used to sing. Harmony that we used to bring. 'Cause waves will come crashing down. Time will shake the ground.
there's some high sense GTA if you guys want to jump on this week. I may. I very well may. Although it wouldn't be till Thursday or Friday. Maybe I want to avoid that. I need a reference to this adjuster. Oh no, I can't do that. Never mind. Never mind. These are instanced. I can't change the... I can't change the material of just a single instance. It would change all of them, so I can't do it like that anyway. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to do it. It'd be cool if I could change just the instance of that. so no, we'll keep that active then. Turns out I'm gonna need to keep doing all that until that is true. But I need to lock in which one.
Hear the shadows follow me over the hills in the evergreen. Trade my soul for a chance to carry on into the wild.
Which means I just need to do this really. Drum set. That though. Give myself a little more room. I'm getting tight up there. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we need to keep this active here like so. But our int needs to be our adjuster. Oh wait, that's my end location. That's what I want, right? Yeah. That'll be close. Okay, yeah, that should work just fine. It's a little more than I wanted to do, but
Hear the shadows follow me over the hills in the evergreen. Trade my soul for a chance to carry on into the wild. Into the wild. Na 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 na. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Into the wild. The shadows follow me over the hills in the evergreen.
there we go. Okay. Alright, so if our adjusting point and running point are true. If they're not true, we're just doing that. Okay. If it is, if all true, we're gonna do this. Let's just test that. It's not a big change, but it should keep our little tether to the current one we had active there, even if we get in range of another one. Oh, what did I mess up? Refresh, please. To location.
Burn for blind tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me love while you I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology.
Alright, so now we hit G, or no, if we hit F again, and that should stay attached to that one even if I get closer to this one. Yeah, that's what we want. And then we want to hit F again, and I won't do anything right now, obviously, but basically, you won't be able to see it, but I need to look at something real quick. Up here. Hit F. Yes, that's what I want. Perfect. It is working as expected. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's working as expected. Okay. Now, what we need to do is call adjust spline points. But we gotta do some logic first. Adjust spline points. That's what it's in the end. This is what we're gonna call, but we gotta get those new spline points first. And all we have is the information of locations down here. Here it is. We don't have like the actual spline point number that is that one. So what I can do is we do have, where was that? We do have our active adjuster, which we can do. We want to get the closest adjuster to that. Or the closest spline point to that, I guess, is what we'd want. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do, all this basically was to get the active adjuster, and that's the one we need to change, the spline point. We need to change that spline point to a spline point on the ground like this. Okay, we'll use the find next valid spawn location from our hit point here on the ground. Actually, no, I don't really need to do that. Well, a hit point is a valid point on the ground, like the player clicked there. Which one of the corners you attach to? Not yet. Well, let me show you. The first time you hit F, yes, they start connecting to whatever corner you're closest to. So you hit F next to a corner, and then once you have that, you're happy that you want that corner. You hit F again, and it locks that corner, and then starts placing where you want to move it to. So the first F selects corner, second F moves it. Yeah, I don't even really need to do this. I just need to. The spine point is right on the ground. Okay, that's what I was checking. So I need the make a vector. Thank you. So I need this hit location. And we're going to promote this to active, oh wait, no. New adjuster location. Okay, then we have our new adjuster. So up here we have active and new, which is what we need. We need to remove the old one and add the new one to the spline points array. So what we want to do here is get spline we want to get the number of spline points. Then we want to do a for loop for those. Subtract 1. Don't put the 1 in there, dummy. Did I just do float minus float? Why did that even? I didn't have context to check, did I? No, I didn't. get that out of the way first. Okay. So you want to do get world location at spline point. Old spline locations. Let's delete that and make it an array. And we want to get and add. Add that into there. There we go. That's going to give us an array of all the current spline point locations. Or the old spline point locations. Although I don't really need to do it like that, actually. Let's do a little different. For loop with break. No, I do need to do it like that because I need all those old locations. Because what we're going to be passing in is an array of locations. Okay. Change my mind. I was doing it right. I was doing it how I wanted to do it anyway. I don't know what's right. So this is our old and our new location. So what we want to do is from here closest. What did I name that? Yeah, get closest adjuster. Well, I don't think that's what I want. Actually, that's exactly what I want. Except for minus that. I'm gonna change this up. All locations. And then we can take that and pop it in there. Take that. Saving a file. And then anywhere we use that, we need to go put that node we just took out into it. And we can reuse this function we already have. Which would be down here. Here we are. Alright, so we want to paste that right there. And right, that's the wrong button. I put that right there.
I got a bottle of Patron and some lights off. Two red devil looking eyeballs. And I finna turn up when the night falls. If you hear a siren,
There we go. So now we can use that. Well, I would like to rename it, to be honest. Let's change it to point instead. Mama, she to put cuffs on my cardiac. What the heck does that mean? Alright, get closest point. That's what we want right there. Alright, then we want to get the closest point in there of my old adjuster. I'll give me my old adjuster basically. So we're getting all of our spline locations. We're gonna get our old I'm gonna have to make this duplicate this real quick.
Back to time. I've been busy running my mouth dry, speaking lines of how to find higher hopes and sensibilities meant for me. Let's dive in, create a problem just to fix it. The perfect fit. We're back to time, catching up on all the things we missed. All our interest.
Since I had a problem with my glasses cutting into my ears ever since I got them. Nice. That's awesome. I do love mine as well. I don't have the same cuffs they came with though. Mine wore out after like... Or no, these are the ones. My last pair. My first pair I had for like several years, and the muffs wore out, so I bought some muffs on Amazon that were thicker. And, oh, they were so nice. I might just buy those again just for how nice they were. Alright, so we find that. That's not what we want. We want to remove index.
Showing off all of the things you missed, all your interests.
I'm gonna collapse this to a function because I really want to use. This will be a lot easier if I can just use local variables instead that don't need all this. That's not what I said. I want to collapse all that to a function, please. Here's what we want. Okay. Not do this. Okay. Alright. Let's do this again. Alright. Let me get rid of these. I wish I could just move them like that. You can do that in the new versions of Unreal, and it's so nice. Old adjusters. Temp. New adjusters. All right. That's everything I'll need right there. So, old adjusters get add set new adjusters equal to old adjusters. We come in here. The heck? I didn't double click on that. Okay. So we have an array of new adjusters and old adjusters. We need to cycle through our old adjusters. It doesn't really matter because that's... Actually, no, we do want to do old adjusters because just to be safe here, we don't want that editing that to make it go wonky. All right, we got our closest point. All right, so these are our... These aren't adjusters. Okay, this is confusing me. Hold on. I'm gonna need to rename all this. These are old spline locations. And this is gonna be new spline locations. This needs to be new spline location, not a spline location. There we go. This is our active adjuster. So we need to get our closest spline point to our last object. Okay, yes. So here's our old spline points. We're going to set our new spline points to them, so they're the same. Then in our old spline, this is much easier. Naming it is very important. Alright, so we want to get all of our old spline locations. Try and do that with all different names like they were was a little confusing. We want to get our currently active adjuster that we're moving. We want to get the closest spline point we can to that one. And then in our new spline locations here, we want to find the closest one. And we're going to promote that to an integer, just a single one. Index to replace. So we want to find that one in our new spline index. We want to remove that index, which should truncate it. And then we want to insert index, which should insert it back in and move everything back down. Because it's like a list. We want to pull one out and then put it right back in the same spot is what we basically want to do here in our new spline index. And we want to input our new spline location where that one was. So we're going to pull out our old spline location and then insert our new spline location using the position of the adjuster above it. Pain in the butt. And then we need to adjust spline points to our yeah, I did name that. I don't need a return node on this, but I guess I have to have one. Yeah. Our new spline points are going to be our new spline point locations, and hopefully, that all works like I hope it will. Probably not going to. That was a lot of math. Smaller than my last headphones and fit a hell lot better. Nice. Very nice. I'm glad you like them. I think I like them so much because of how comfortable they are, but also how light they are. I think that's one of my main reasons I really like them. All right, let's get this back out. Actually, we got our line. We hit F, and then we hit F, and it did not work. All right, let me jump through my logic here. This wasn't compiled, so that's not a good sign. Let me compile this and try again, make sure this code was running properly here. That should have worked. Yeah, if I insert, let me do print string of these real quick. For each loop. Disconnect that, hook it up there, hook that up there, and let's do a name. Oh, what am I doing? That's not. Doing the locations, not the structures. All right, let's test that first. All right. So we hit that. And we hit it again. And if I want to move this point to here, we're only getting 3 points. So we are. The triangulation is working, right? Not adding this point in. So what is going wrong here? Actually, let me check. It's coming along. It's coming along. We're working on the foundations now and actually being able to like adjust the shape of them. But right now, I am debugging this new logic I just made. All right, so let me check that logic real quick. All right, new launch spawn location is valid. When I hit F again, I really need to stop the tick happening when I hit F again, but we'll handle that one bit. Alright, new spine location is being set, so that's good. Alright, I think my problem is right in here. Alright, let's add these to the array in yellow to signify that they're in an array. I need to watch this run real quick. Hold on. All right. More test here. But yeah, the progress is going very well. We're ever so closer to releasing this foundation version of this. Hi. Okay, that all did run. I got 4 yellows. That's good. So where did it fail here? Alright. Alright. So this part's good. We got a new slime location set. Got our closest point. We remove the index. My issue is here, where we're ending up with only 3 in the new spline locations. Okay, first things first, I do need to make a change here. Let's add one more variable here. Placed adjuster. Boolean. We're going to set that to true when we do that. That way this down here stops. I don't need any of this running, if that is true. Okay. So that one's good. This should be working. I don't know why this isn't working. Let's do this. Hopefully Soul Taker. That's the goal, is to make it so convenient that like you don't want to build without it. It's gonna be that nice. It's just gonna be a lot of work. I really, really, really hope it can get sponsored or something. 'Cause this is gonna be more work than AA. And no way to monetize it. The one side is, like I said, I'm gonna be using this same kind of logic in my game, so it's all gonna help. But man, it would be nice Because like I said, I'm building this as if like I'm making it for my game. That way I have a nice professional, well-made something. Yeah, I do too. And it helps a little bit, but it still takes forever if you're trying to build something big. This should help build mega bases pretty well. Alright, so F, F, and then F. 3, 3, 4. So it is not inserting my new spline location. No, that shouldn't be it. So this one's working. This is working. This isn't doing anything. This insert is not working. So I think I'll change how this works. I mean, that should be working logically. This removes the index, makes it all collapse, and then just shoves it back in. So instead of doing it like this, we'll do it a little different. What we'll do is not set our new spline locations. And we'll do a for each loop.
Mama said you're meant to burn as bright as a star.
So if this is equal,
All the pressure blinded me, but now I see
okay. So if that's not equal,
you said I'd fly away,
we're going to add that. So I'm checking through the old spline for the old spline point, the old spline index for the old spline point, and if they're not equal, I'm just going to add them, and if it is equal, I'm going to add my new location into the same spot instead, which is basically the exact same thing I was doing, but not using the array modifiers. We're just going to loop it instead. Because like I said, I'm not sure why that wasn't working. By all means, that should have been working. So I'm not sure what was going on there. But this should do the same thing. This is basically what those nodes I had on there do. Just spelled out. Which I'm finding more and more in this version of Unreal. The shortcuts don't work. Which is really annoying. But it also teaches you how stuff works, so that's also the plus side. Alright. Well, I got 4 locations, so that's good.
show me proof that there is something more.
However, that is not. Okay, let me...
With the choices I make, maybe then I'll understand.
Alright.
Said I'd fly away,
We sent in our new spline points, which I was printing here, which looks like they came back right. And we're clearing our spline points, setting them to that new array, and then running our same logic here to add our instances at those spline points. Rotate them again. Alright, let me test that again. That should have worked. I mean, clearly it's every reason it could not, but let me just double check it and see what my prints were. It looked like I sent the right locations over. F, G, or no, F, F. We're just gonna move it a little bit here, like to there. should only be 4. Something's going on. We cleared there. This does a 74 starting, so I might not do anything different in there. And all the rest of this is the same.
Whatever excuse, but I don't want you around. I think you've overused them and wasted all I am. I stayed this time. I follow the thoughts that are on my mind. I'm leaving you, and now I know you'll miss me when I'm gone. You'll miss me when I.
Oop. Do need to do one thing here. I'll move this down here. If I can ensure it only runs once for sure. Yeah, that's coming through as 4, so I think we're good here. Like, I'm only sending 4 through, but I'm worried I'm doing it more than once. Let me just print this. And string sent to spline. Make it orange. Put it up there for a while. Just double check that I am only sending that once. Morning, Raven. Alright. F. There's our issue. We're doing it on tick here. What the crap? Oh, I just changed that, though. That definitely wasn't doing that before. Alright, I'm going to change that back, because that's going to run every time. That was not a smart move, was it? No. We only want to run this once, not every time that placed adjusters. Yeah, that wasn't smart. Okay, let's see. Let's do this here. Actually, I'm going to move that other one off of tick as well. We don't need it on tick. We don't need to do this every single time. We only need to do this up there. Okay, now let's test that like we had it. Truck down where we're going wrong. Alright, F, and F. Good, we only sent it once. Okay, that's what we want. That's good. And it seems like we're sending the right stuff, so I think on this side we're good. We just need to edit our logic over here, because that whole thing is built for just the starting spline, so there's probably something in there I need to adjust for not being just the starting spline. I adjusted this already, so that should put arrows at all of our spline points. clicked on, is it? I clicked on rotate. Why is it? Oh. Oh, those are both the animators. Okay. Spline point should already be linear, but I'll leave it there. Not going to hear anything. Clearing our rotators. We're adding our rotators from our grid spline. Which... maybe I need to clear it first. Clear? Let me just look at all my spline options. I think it's adding it to them. Clear spline points. Let's throw that in there. See if that handles what we need, because this is where it was messing up. We went from 4 spline points to like 8 or sometimes more, so hopefully this is our issue. I thought just setting it would overwrite them, but I don't think it is properly. So we're going to clear our spline points before we try to do it again. So let's hit F, bring up our this, hit F again, and let's check and see if that fixed at least one of our issues here. No, we still have a ton. Alright, let's figure out where we're adding all these spline points at. Okay, I'm adding the spline center point here. I guess.
The future feels so unsure. Didn't we deserve more? The burden that you left is way too heavy for me. Do you ever feel like the world would die out? My anxieties off the roof, I cry out. We have gone too far, take me back right now. I see fire burning, but I close my eyes. Everything is falling out of place. I see trees ripped from the ground, but nobody makes a sound. I see fire burning, but I'm fine. You're nobody.
Why does that keep doing that? Why am I doing that? Actually, it's a spine issue.
What an irony. My mirror shows the other side of me. All these ones and zeros, nothing in between. But there's so much more to me.
Well, I fixed that issue, so that's good. We only have 4 points now, which is what we should have.
I'm not binary.
No, no problem solved yet. I'm still trying to figure out why it's doing this.
What an irony. My mirror shows the other side of me. All these ones and zeros, nothing in between. But there's so much more to me.
No, this works. Because I'm doing it right here. I don't understand. That's gonna give me an aneurysm.
We'll be driving down the state, yeah. Looking around for the next crowd, yeah. Going our own way,
Try something different here, maybe?
yeah. We'll be going in circles, trying to find a way, searching for the things we do, yeah.
Actually, let me just try to hook this up real quick and see if that even works right.
To the window, singing stupid noise around. I just wanna get to know ya. I wanna go far to the coast, yeah. I wanna drive fast to the ocean. I wanna know all of you. Growing old like a ghost, yeah. I wanna have kids of my own, yeah. Live a life till it's over. But until too new.
Okay, that is working. So that's good.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little crazy. Sat at home being lazy. Wanna travel to the mighty, flying with you. Wanna take on the world and do something. Would you by my side like it's nothing? Wanna buy you things that you wanted. Wanna find you drop top without a choice, yeah. Hair blow round to the window, singing stupid noise with you. I just wanna get to know ya. I wanna go far to the coast, yeah. I wanna dive first to the ocean. I wanna know all of you. Growing up like a ghost, yeah. I wanna have kids of my own, yeah. And live a life till it's over. But until we do, it's sleeping too long. It's sleeping too long. It's sleeping too long. It's sleeping too long.
Gone somewhere and dyed my hair now. Wanna be alone. It's much to bear and you don't care and I won't play alone. I got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me.
Let's try this
I
one.
get you on your knees. Rewrite all the things you said that I should be. I'll get you now you beg me please. Hey. Now I stay away, you were never meant to save me. Now I stay away, I'll hear you say you're sorry. Hate I even loved you, hate I fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you, hate I kinda fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you, hate I fell in love with you. Hate I even loved
The heck is going on with that?
cried with you, now wanna be
640, 62. Those are all the exact same.
tried for you, you don't play alone. I got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me. I get you on your knees. Rewrite all the things you
I
said
have this
that I
backwards.
should
Hold on. I might have this backwards.
now you beg me please. Hey. Now I stay away, you were never meant to save me. Now I stay away, I'll hear you say you're sorry. Hate I even loved you, hate I fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you, hate I kinda fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you, hate I fell in love with you.
The closest spline location to the active adjuster. That is the same as. Ow. I think I found the issue. Aha! It works. No, it doesn't work multiple times because I haven't set that up yet, but it works. Okay, I need to switch this back. That I do not want to do this because this isn't gonna work when I get into like higher level stuff with more than like adding spawn points. All right, let's try this again here with that. All about that debugging life. I actually do quite enjoy it. I can't even lie. I do love me some debugging. Ooh, wrong button. Alright, so let's move that point like all the way over here. Like right there. Yeah, that's about what it would look like because the campfire foundation is between those little points. Because basically it's drawing a line from there to there to there, and that's the last time a foundation would fit in that line. And now I need to reset my variables so I can do it more than once. So, oh, no, please, why do you do this to me? Come here, come here. Get back over here. Okay. So now, when we come down here, we need to reset all these variables after we set place adjuster to true. Then we need to set it back as if we hadn't hit it at all. Actually, what I need to do there, instead of, I don't even need this. What I want to do is set adjusting point back to, yeah, set both of those back to false, basically. We don't need that variable anymore. And then we can set both of these. Back to false. Like so. Just a second, Ravian. Ravian, that's your new name. Yes, can't talk, can't type today. Well, I can kind of type today. Yesterday, though, I could not type for anything. I kept putting E's in everything. Scheduled. Very nice. I like it. I'm a lost Viking. Very nice. Should go live around the time I end the stream, so you can get more blitz for your blitz. Alright, let's put this over here. We're gonna come over here. Woo! Too fast. I'm too fast. Okay, let's do this on the ground like we would. Alright, we hit that. We're gonna move this one like right there. Then we're gonna come over here. We're gonna move this one like right here. Then we're gonna come over here. And we're gonna move this one like there. Yes. Thursday. Yes, I was just told that I am down for some GTA on Thursday and Friday. Actually need to double check that I still have that installed. I don't know that I do. I thought I did. I don't think I had it through Steam though, did I? Let me look. If not, I'll reinstall it after stream. I don't. No, I didn't have it on Steam. I gotta remember where I had it. I think it was on. Is it on Origin? Rockstar Launcher? That's how long it's been since I've played. Boop. Yeah, look at that, guys. It's working. Now we gotta add the ability to add more points in. Rockstar Launcher. I thought I had. Didn't they? I think I have it on Rockstar as well. I'll have to. Alright, I'll look at that after this and figure out after stream. Boop. I think I have it on Rockstar as well. I think I bought it before it was available on Steam. Boop. Oh, too close. Oh, this is the starting edge. So this is how I can, you can see the rotation of the foundations always follows the edge with that icon on it. So they'll always be rotated as if this is the start of the base, and then you'll be able to change whichever side that is. It definitely wasn't on Steam when I started playing, but it works so well. Now I could have the mesh like update as I do this, but I think that's going to be a little too laggy because this actually takes a lot of logic to run for that rotation. That rotation was not easy. That's what all of a lot of this is, and this is this is the math to get the rotated points. What I have to do, so the shape of your base that you're making, I have to basically take your points that you put down, and I have to rotate those back to a 0-0 origin, as in like aligned with a grid. I have to take all your points rotated as those points back on the grid and align the side you start with on the x-axis. So that's what this is doing, which is why you see a bunch of cosines and tangents. It's a bunch of geometry. But I'm taking that first edge and putting it on the x-axis, or the y-axis, really doesn't matter which. I'm putting it on an axis, and then I'm calculating all the foundation locations, and then I'm taking all those foundation locations and I'm rotating them back by the inverse of the rotation I did the first time. That way they are lined back up with your original points. So I'm taking, because I can't just draw the grid of foundations like that. I have to put it on the axis, draw the grid, and then rotate the grid back. I have to rotate each point in the grid back, which is why this function is called get rotated point. So you'll see how this is not straight. So basically, I have to say these squares are actually the grid, like the facing the way the grid faces. So to get this shape with those going that way, this edge in my calculations is actually right here, and the whole thing goes this way. So I have to place it there invisibly. I'm not actually placing it. Just imagine it's there invisible. I'm doing the math to get every foundation. So like that point and that point, that point, that point, that point, that point, that point. All these points that are each foundation, I have to get them on this grid, this straight grid, and then once I have it, I take it and I just rotate it, and then place them at those points. And that's why I didn't stream that week. I was working on that, and it was giving me a migraine. Yeah. So that's basically how it works. So say the grid is here, like this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. I have to get all the points like this, and then I have to rotate them because the grid is actually, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So you see how they don't line up with the axis, well, you can see how they don't line up with the ground. So I have to do a bunch of math to rotate them, and it's actually called rotating calipers is the name of the algorithm I have to use to do that. So I learned about rotating calipers algorithm, which was fun-ish. I do quite enjoy math. I can't even lie about that. It was fun. But yeah, if we go into dynamic structures, I learned about minimal area rectangles. I read this whole paper, so you can see how we can get a bounding box. I learned how to make bounding boxes more or less. So I read that whole paper, and then after I read that paper, I found this, which is basically what I'm using. So you can see how I can get the parallel edges of an object with its maximum points. So this is more or less what I'm using here, actually. But one of these has a nice illustration I can show you. Oh, and then I had to use this. This is how I got whether a point. So like these are the points of the base, and we only want to put foundations inside, but I have to get a grid around the whole thing. So this is how I tell if the foundation is inside the shape or outside the shape. Is this? This is the math I'm doing for that. I'm doing actually all this in my code, but basically I have to determine if the foundation is inside or outside, because I have a bunch, and I can kind of show you what I'm talking about there. If we go over into here and stop. Let me find it real quick. Okay, so this is that function here is inside. This is all the math for that. This part, and then whether the lines intersect and the orientation is all in here. So this that big formula I just showed you, that's what all of that is. But if I hook up, this is gonna make a couple things go weird, but bear with me. It's still basically limited by the type of the foundations in the game. Right now, yes. I do plan to add more types. And I don't know if I'll be able to support like other modded types. But I want to try. Foundation shouldn't be too big of an issue. The real issue is if they change the snap points. But if we go here, let me just edit a few corners so it's not perfectly straight with the grid. Okay, so you see how it's not straight with the grid? Like those should be the corners, but they're not. So you'll see, you can kind of see how it lines up on the grid. So there to there to there to there, you can see some of those foundations are inside and some aren't. So I'm invisibly getting these points, and then I have to determine if they're inside that shape or not. But I have to surround the whole shape with foundations. So that's kind of how it works. I get a grid like this, then I determine if the points are inside the foundation or not, which is what that paper does. So if they're not, I don't draw them. Or I don't spawn them. If they are, I do. Just those points. So it kind of gives you a little illustration of how this thing works here. So yeah, basically I figure out if the foundation is inside or outside, but I have to start with that big square, which is called a bounding box. Kind of trying to explain how this works. And when I say bounding box, you see how this box up here, it goes around all the shapes right at the edge of them. So imagine those shapes are points. That's kind of how a bounding box works. So I have to spawn foundations or I have to get the points for foundations in the whole area, and then determine which points are inside of the shape. Is basically, and that is actually called an object-oriented minimum bounding box is what I'm using. It's called a OBB bounding box. Object-oriented bounding box. Oob. Object-oriented bounding box. There we go. And I'm doing it in 2D. I don't need 3D. Okay, yeah, here's exactly what I'm doing. Right here. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. So you can see exactly what I'm doing right here. I have all the points. I have to draw a box around all the points that encompasses them. Get off my screen. Okay, I have to draw, where did it go? A box around them that encompasses them in like aligned with the screen like this. And then I have to rotate the box to where the player has it placed like that. Yeah, it's the perimeter. It's the smallest square or rectangle that all the points will fit inside of. And I'm doing an axis align. This is axis aligned. This is not. So I have to do it like this. I could have done it like this, but I did it like this because doing it like this, you'll see a lot more empty space, which means a lot more calculations. So by doing my rotating is how I made it more efficient. I didn't actually need to do that, but I wanted to make it as efficient as possible. So this is what I'm doing. This is not what I'm doing. I get the rotated bounding box along to get the smallest possible bounding box. And then so for in here, I am basically saying, hey, I'm gonna put foundations in this entire square here, and then I run my algorithm to see if the foundation points are inside of this shape or outside of this shape, and then I place the foundations on the points that come back true. They are inside. So that's more or less how this whole foundation system works. It's really cool. It's really complicated, but I'm really glad I put the effort in because it's turning out so good. I'm very, very happy with it right now. Next comes up, I need to add the points add new points to the system. Because right now it's just 4 points and you can't add anymore, but I'm stoked with how well it's working right now. I honestly did not think I'd get this far today. I was having a lot of trouble with this. This is like the 5th different system I've tried. Right now I'm doing the closest arrow to the player when you hit F the first time. I might change that to the like where you're pointing, like so I can like look near that one and hit F and I'll start, like that's the closest to me. I might change that to the closest to where my line trace is instead. That way if I want to grab that point I can just look at it. I can like look there and it'll start doing it. Although it's a lot harder from the ground, but if you build a little platform, these will be really easy to build. So if one of the points for the foundation is outside, yes, exactly. So if I take this point and I put it there, you'll see my bounding box. It goes from there to there, over to there, back to there. So all those foundations that would have been here and here are not being placed. And you can also do these irregular shapes like this. And it'll compensate for them, which is nice. So you can see how it's starting to look all weird because those aren't the corners. I probably need to draw a line from point 0 to point 1 so you can see the edges of your base, because like right now that looks very confusing, but the line is going from that one to that one to that one to that one. So if we take this one and move it back out over there, you'll see it brings a square again. But you can basically you can make it intersect and it'll still do it like there to there to there to there to there, and now it's two shapes. So it'll do its best, but it's not like you may think, hey, why isn't that connecting like that? Well, that's not it. So I might have to draw a line between these so you can see where the edges of your base are, which isn't actually too hard to do. I have cables already. So I may add some cabling, those lines, because when you're making it, when you're using a spline in the dev kit, you can actually see those lines, but you can't in game. So I may add some cables, or I may add a cable like I have a cable here that connects the player to the thing, so I may add a cable component to the actual spline network, and then as it spawns the splines here, I can set the cables. I can add a cable here. I don't know if I can do instances of these cables though, is the downside. So I may have to make a spline mesh instance and put that between them. Because I don't think I can do instances of the cables. I'd have to have a cable for each side. This means I'd have to fill up my components with a ton of cables. Yeah, I might. That's gonna be for another day though, because that's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna do some YouTube video watching for that, for sure. Because like, you can make an infinite number of sides on this thing, so I would have to have a matching number of cables already put in the. Oh, I did not mean to close that first one. Where is it at? In here. So I would have to have an infinite number of cables because I can't dynamically add this and remove this from there. So what I may have to do is figure out how to do a instanced spline mesh instead, which I've played with a little bit. It's pretty cool. But but I'm gonna do some looking and see what my best options are, because I'm also like moving slow with this mod because I want to do everything as efficient and low cost as possible. So I've been doing pretty good with that. But for today, guys, I think I am gonna go and end here. I got what I wanted to get done today done. So tomorrow we're gonna work on adding additional spline points into there, and then we'll, if I found my solution that I want to do, we'll start working on the side markers. Although I can't promise that. I would like to use cables, so I'm gonna try to figure out a way to use cables. If I can't, then I'll look into spline meshes. But cable would definitely be easiest. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Later, everybody.